Okay.
Set it off.
Okay. So basically, how Notre Dame may be gonna tell the ACC, basically threaten them, saying
Yeah.
that we are basically partners, and how are you gonna advocate for Miami? And I'm like, did you all give the ACC any of your bowl money? I mean, I know there's like a base bowl,
No.
bowl funding that does go, but then there is money that you get in the bowls beyond that. And I'm like, well, did you give the conference any of that?
How
I'm
about the
like,
Sixers?
no.
Notre Dame pimped the ACC for football
Oh, they
because when they
did.
had a COVID year, they would not have had a season. Oh, can we be in your conference?
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm just
Come
like, yeah,
on.
nah, go sit down somewhere. That was the bed you made because you knew you had the cachet to get an independent TV deal. You got your bag. Don't begrudge you of that at all. You got your bowl money. Don't begrudge that at all. But don't come telling the conference that you don't want to be a part of, that they should essentially be advocating for you
That
because the
have
rest of
do
your
nothing
team
for them.
is contracted in the conference. Nah,
Do
that's
do
that,
nothing
that's
for them.
no, that
Yeah.
money is not money.
Yeah, Notre Dame has not made a good argument for itself to me in any on any platform that I've seen. I saw a coach talking about, we were beating Stanford, did 42 to whatever at halftime. Bro, listen to yourself, Stanford. Like, come on, man. Come
Right.
play a Big Ten schedule. Come play a SEC schedule. Shoot, come play a AC. You saw what happened when they played the ACC schedule.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I mean, come on. So, yeah, I think they should have been in, but they should have just took it on the chin. Go punish somebody in your bowl game if you felt that vehement about being snubbed. Send a message and get ready for next year.
Yeah.
Agree,
But
agree, and
oh
that's a
well.
whole nother issue because the way the playoff is set up, two teams get to win two of the New Year's Six bowls,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
just dumb.
yeah,
That's just dumb, but that's a whole nother topic.
yeah. I don't even. Yeah, yeah. We'll have another episode just about these dumb bowl games, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the group of five dilemma because this kind of, and I don't know if we need to spend a bunch of time on this, but this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier with these teams. Um, JMU, Tulane being a part of this field, good teams. JMU has been, was a powerhouse at the FCS level. They've done very well coming into FBS. Tulane's been good the last few years. I do not begrudge those programs or any other of the Group 5 schools. However, that bully taking that lunch money was typically bigger than the person they was taking that lunch money from, and they were going to be able to get that lunch money any day, anytime they wanted to. It wasn't going to change, right? These schools are not going to be able to compete ultimately with I'm going to say FBS, they're FBS, but the traditional FBS schools, and I know Tulane was one of them, but never
Yeah.
considered a football power, right? And I don't know if we want to get too deep into breaking the FBS Power Four away from everybody else and letting them play for a spot to get into this thing, or should they have their own, or what the case may be. But why is this group of five participation in a G? You may have touched on it earlier because it's all money driven, and especially in college football. But what other reasons are they so gung ho about these teams getting clobbered in this playoff? Because I just
Think about it. The G5 essentially does not have a playoff. And so, but they are part of the football bowls subdivision.
how did they get that designation? By the way, how did they become
Right.
this subgroup?
Because I still don't
Well,
understand it.
it's the football bowl division, is the football championship division.
No, but I'm saying this group of five people, those
Yeah,
other
how did they get
conferences.
moved over? Because they've been called. Only thing I can think of is these were the five conferences that have been called mid majors for the
Mhm.
longest,
And they just
particularly
put
when
another
it comes
tag
to
on it.
football. Yep, and just gave them G5
Gotcha.
for football. That's my guess. What you think, big dude?
Well, it's hard for me to say because, I mean, just to keep it real, looking at that, I just kept laughing every time I looked at that bracket. And like you said, on any given day, I get it, but I just don't see James Madison and the Green Wave being a part of this whole playoff thing. It's almost like a participation trophy. Not that they can't do it, but when you mention the variables again and what gets them in is a whole nother thing. But to make sure that they get in, I just don't understand.
Yeah, and I don't understand why that's the case. That we got to save 2 spots for them. Why?
Yeah.
Well, think about this, y'all. So it's the top 5 conference champions. Remember, and so usually one of the G5 conference champions, usually they're ranked in the top 25.
Right.
So as long as that happens, you can guarantee at least one G5. So now they can say that, okay, well, we're at least giving one of the G5 an opportunity. So you can't just say it's biased toward the G4. I mean, the Power 4. That's what's happening. Now, this year, what's happened is that the conference champion for the ACC is no way near ready to be in the playoff.
So maybe this was an AC. Maybe ACC messed this thing up then by not having
Well, they did.
I mean, they had that as a second tiebreaker, the conference rule, and you got a 5-loss team.
ACC blew it up. So now it's like, well, you have to get, and they're not going to leave the ACC out. That would be a financial and political nightmare if they would have left the ACC out.
That should have been our first clue here that somebody was going to get jobs, that they weren't going to leave the ACC out, and Duke couldn't go.
Exactly.
Right. There's no way.
In order to make sure politically you keep the ACC in, and honestly, Miami, you can make an argument that Miami should be in, but then they also have to stick to their 5 conference champions rule. That's how JMU gets in.
But you know how crazy this is in terms from a common sense perspective. It wasn't JMU ranked 25th, I think, maybe in the last poll.
I think so.
Let me see.
And it may have been the AP poll I was looking at where I saw that. I don't know if it was the CFP poll, but I know there's a lot of teams.
People, North Texas.
So all of those teams, the Vandy's, the Texases, all of those teams ranked higher. So the rankings are a null and void then. The rankings don't mean anything.
What is what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay, real quick, Steph.
You good.
Big thing. 1 through 10, 20, and 25 are in. Or 24, rather. And then 11 through 19 to the 1 to 2, 23 are out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got no response to that. That pretty much says it all. That pretty much says it all.
What'd you say?
11 through 23 is out.
Yep. So 11 through 19 is out. Number 20, which is Tulane, they're in. 21 through 23 are out. Houston, Georgia Tech, Iowa. Then JMU is in at 24.
And I say this, I wouldn't want any of those teams that got left out, and other than, Notre Dame, maybe Texas, and Vandy. I was hoping that Georgia Tech would actually play like they had some sense, but they fell apart. I wouldn't mind seeing them in there. I thought they were one of the better teams this year. But for the most part, those other teams, nah, which goes back to the importance of the rankings or the validity of the rankings. They mean nothing. The ranking system means nothing.
Nothing. It means money. That's what it means.
Yeah.
It means money. And when my Buckeyes win the championship, it'll mean.
Can't wait till we get to that part because you're gonna be in for a surprise. Can't wait till we get to that part because you're gonna be in for a surprise. Anything else on these group of 5 teams? It doesn't make no sense to me. I got nothing else on that.
No. If you do a bowl game, playoff, and that's the topic of the day, please invite me back because I have a lot of thoughts.
All right. I was gonna talk about expanding the field and not, but we touched on that a little bit, and I do think that might deserve its own show. Plus, you and IG are working on something that we might not want to share with the world anyways, quite yet. Somebody steal it from us. So we're gonna skip over that. Let's look at the matchups here. Just kind of analyze each game. I'm gonna throw the bracket up. And can everybody see it all right?
Yep.
All right. So we'll just go through each game. Just a little brief analysis. You don't need to pick your winner yet. But if you have any thoughts on if you don't have familiarity with the teams, that's fine. But that 5-12 matchup, JMU Oregon. Again, I mentioned JMU's strength of schedule is 123. Going to Eugene, Oregon. I mean, is there anything to even dissect there for the most part? I mean, JMU is a legitimate program. Quarterback is a dual threat. Quarterback, this guy Barnett, I don't know if you've ever seen him play. He's a dual threat quarterback, pretty nice. But I think Oregon's probably, a lot of big boys there and a lot of top recruits. So thank you, JMU.
Appreciate JMU, they're from the Fun Belt, which is where my Appalachian State Mountaineers. We've been dealing with them for quite a while, and I mean they are a good team. Don't get me wrong.
It's a solid program. It's a really solid program.
Always.
They're not going to go into Oregon and just roll over.
Isn't that what Charles Haley went to school? I think Charles Haley went to school there.
That I don't know.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you what, Oregon better not get behind early and let them start feeling themselves. Oregon better come just play.
No,
It's going to be a game.
Even I'll tell you one thing about JMU. JMU has the second-ranked defense in the country.
Hey,
second ranked.
Yeah. Second-ranked total defense.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 22nd offensively. Oregon is 13 offensively, 4th defensively, surprising.
And they got a tough schedule strength on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Oregon's strength of record is 5, strength of schedule is 19 versus 18 and 123 for JMU. So I want to see JMU hang with them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see one of these. Like, I loved Arizona State, even though I know it's not the same thing. They were from a Power 4, but I loved Arizona State last year. I mean, Cam Scatterboo taking Texas. I mean, that was beautiful football last year. I would love if one of these teams could do that. But again, as I stated earlier, I'm starting to sound like a broken record. I just don't see it. Next, we got Alabama and Oklahoma, a rematch that, quite honestly, I don't know if anybody wants to see it. It was dreadful to watch last time around. And I'm not saying that because Alabama lost. It was just neither team's offense did anything. And they are both ranked. They're two of the lowest ranked offensive teams. Actually, they are the two lowest offensive teams in the country in terms of ranking. Oklahoma's 88th, Alabama's 67th. So
the worst country or just in the field?
Worst offenses in this field, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
And believe it or not, Georgia's the next worst.
I think it might be what you think it is, for that very reason. Mm-hmm. So in terms of, some of the play might get sloppy, but in terms of, how Indiana and Ohio State, how close it was, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a close one. And honestly, dog, it's hard to beat, one of these teams. It's going to be difficult to beat them twice in a season.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Bama actually wins.
I wouldn't either. But
I don't think they will, but I wouldn't be surprised.
That should be a real exciting one there.
Yeah, but they have to be able to run the ball.
Yeah, -3 yards. Yeah, looking forward to that. Tulane and Ole Miss. I think that'll be one of the rematch. I think that's going to be the most interesting first round game, in my opinion.
On a sneak.
You got a lot of intangible things going on there. Ole Miss with the coaching situation. How were the coaches that remained and the new head coach that was named, are they going to be able to keep these guys up enough? Because I tell you what, I really liked Ole Miss, and Ole Miss had Georgia on the ropes, just fell asleep in the fourth quarter. And you could give Georgia's defense some credit in that game as well, certainly. But Ole Miss dominated that game for 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, if Lane Kiffin had not left, I would say that Ole Miss would be one of my dark horses to run through this thing.
To run through it. Wow.
To run through it. I think they were that good. Now, defensively, they leave a little bit something out there, but offensively, as good as anybody.
Oh, yeah, man. That's
but where are their heads going to be at? Right? Say that again?
Tulane's coach is trying to juggle 2 teams.
Oh, he's another one trying to do 2 teams? Because isn't JMU guys doing 2 teams as well?
Let me see my notes.
I'm pretty sure because
he's going to UCLA, JMU.
Yes.
Coach.
Yes.
He's juggling 2 teams, and that cannot be a good thing.
No.
And so Tulane's coach is doing the same thing, juggling 2 teams.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Yeah, and Ole Miss pretty much has his coordinators from before. I don't think they lost any of them, right? I don't think they.
Yeah, did. he let the coordinators go back.
You're right.
Yeah, so I think that's why they're going to be okay. They pretty much know what they have to do.
Yeah, but I think it's the heads of the guys, though. You're talking about 18 to 21, 22-year-olds. Some of them are going to have the whatever attitude. Some of them are going to be like, well, let's go win this damn thing then, right? So it'll be interesting to see how they play.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, Texas A&M, that could be another good one.
If they play I think it will.
I do not like Carson Beck. I didn't like him at Georgia. I think he is so overrated. It's either feast or famine with him. He'll throw 3 interceptions or he'll eat you up.
That's what I put in my notes, is that if Miami stops with the bad decisions, then this would probably be the game.
I mean, they're as talented as anybody. I was very disappointed to see the games that they lost. Because the Notre Dame game, if anybody saw the Notre Dame game, I thought, oh, whoa, Miami's going to be a problem.
Everybody thought that, I think, after that game.
But, it's Miami. And we don't know. Do we know who Texas A&M really is? I know they only lost 1 game, but I've seen them a few times. I don't know what their identity is. Nice little young quarterback. I got to see him a couple times in high school when I was living in Nashville.
They beat ND and Mizzou, so they beat some good teams.
Yeah, I mean they're the SEC, baby.
Yeah,
you only beat good teams in the SEC, man.
Yeah,
I'm pulling up the kids right now.
Right. Well, they their first game is at College Station, right? So I think at College Station to begin with, they're going to be pretty tough. Marcel Reed, I think, is a quarterback, right?
Yep. So nice, man.
He's athletic and can get.
The only thing about him, he's a sophomore. He does still make some young quarterback mistakes every now and then, but he improved greatly this year. Interesting thing about them, their strength of record is 3. Strength of schedule is 16.
Huh.
And they're pretty solid.
I'm looking at the scores of their games, and I'm like, man, they put up 30 and 40 on a regular.
Yeah. Who was that? Remember, South Carolina was up on them. Was it like 30-3 at halftime or something like that? And they basically just came back in the second half.
31-30. So I'm like, their offense. I think their offense has an identity.
Mm-hmm. Defense, we just don't know who they are.
Defense.
Yeah,
defense. They need points. They need some points on the board.
Yeah.
Right.
But they should be able. They should be able to beat Miami though.
All right, and then let's just look at our teams that got the byes. Let's not get into who we think they're going to play or whatever, but let's just discuss the teams that got the byes a little bit, just about their profiles. We can start. I mean, do we need to say anything about Indiana, Ohio State? I mean, there's no doubt that they're the best 2 teams in the country, in my opinion. I'm glad that it's set up for a potential rematch. I would love to see part 2 for that, even though there wouldn't be an SEC. There wouldn't be an SEC team, but as just a football fan, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I'm praying for it.
Yeah, I don't think your prayers are going to be answered, but I'll get to that. Texas Tech. So Texas Tech, people refer to as the best team that money can buy because apparently they went real deep on the NIL and in all of that.
Did
They are the 5th ranked offense and defense in the country.
Yeah, their defense, their front seven, and the dude who won the Bronco Nagurski, Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez. They thought he was a Heisman candidate for a minute.
Yeah, and they're saying it was a Heisman snub, and he wasn't even in there. I'm like, wait a minute, I seen him a little bit, and he's definitely all over the field, but he's certainly they look at him as a top defender. But I just think that front seven. I to be honest with you, Indiana's going to, if they run into him, it's going to be too nice. I ain't gonna lie. I think we'll find out about their quarterback. We'll find all about him.
They produce a lot of turnovers, so it'll be interesting how they match up against the winner of the Oregon JMU game. But they get a lot of turnovers. That defense is nasty. Defense is real nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia.
Tough.
They didn't do anything all year to they don't jump off the page, but here they are again.
Again. Without Lane Kiffin being there, if he was still there, I'd be like
Georgia.
Yeah, I would be like Ole Miss will beat Georgia. I mean, I thought with Kiffin there, they would at least made it to the semis. But without them there, I mean, I don't know, because I also don't know if Tulane's head is going to be in the game with their coach juggling. And I don't know what ripple effect that's having. Are they second guessing their coordinators? Is he taking the coordinators with? I don't know what's going on with Tulane. So the way this is, I think whoever wins, be it Tulane or Ole Miss, Georgia's going to beat them. That's what
let's veer off for a quick minute.
Mm-hmm.
How if you were in that situation, how would you manage that if you're the coach? Because you got a chance to win a national. If you're a coach that's getting ready to move on, any of these coaches that are doing double duty, you got a chance to win a national championship.
I don't know how you do it.
You got to go recruit for your new team. Like, this is the recruitment period. Transfer portal.
And that's 95% of where your head's at, for sure.
Exactly. And that's why that's why I raise it as a concern. Is because
is it realistically manageable?
I don't see
think about it. Is it realistically manageable?
I don't see how.